Alright guys, I'm back. Hopefully you watched my CB install video that I just did, and now we're going to talk about the antenna, the coax, grounding the antenna on a Kenworth. Any of the Kenworths that have this style mirror, this is good for. If you've got just the standard round tube mirrors, those provide pretty good ground. But for these, I'm running just one 5-foot fire stick. It's a tunable tip. I don't really like fire stick a whole lot because they break right here. But this antenna is getting the lowest SWR out of 4 antennas that we tried at the CB shop upon installing the coax. We installed a Predator, 5.5 foot Francis, a Wilson 2000, and this fire stick. Wilson 2000 didn't even compare because the only shaft I had for it was a 10-inch shaft. So that still puts your coil right here between the mirror and the cab. You'd need a much longer steel shaft on the Wilson for it to work. The Wilson got like 2.5 on the SWR. The Predator and the Francis got about 1.25. The fire stick came in at 1.03 SWR. So first thing is, take this plate off. Even if you don't run new coax or you're not buying some fancy high dollar antenna, take this plate off, and underneath the plate in this area here, scratch all the paint off, all the powder coat. It's actually powder coat. Scratch all that powder coat off from underneath here. And you can also do it around the perimeter like I did, underneath, so that you're getting metal to metal contact. Another good idea, because this is aluminum, you will get corrosion and stuff like that. A little bit of dielectric grease around wherever you scratch the paint off, and wherever you're going to ground to. Just a little bit of that goes a long way. That'll help keep the corrosion down. Also in this mirror, I bought braided ground strap from Amazon. I think it's like, I got 2 pieces. One of them is in here, goes from this bolt over to the mirror. Let me get down and I'll show you. It goes in the mirror along here, comes down to this bolt head here, and then this thicker one, the other one is about half the width of this. This thick is not going to go up through there. So this one comes down into the firewall. A little bit of dielectric grease behind those. I also skinned the paint off the back side of the mirror where these bolts are, so it's getting a better metal to metal contact. And this all can be done sitting at the truck stop on your 34-hour reset, or if you can have the luxury of taking the truck home like I do. I did it in my driveway in the morning time. It really takes no time at all. If you want to run a new coax, what I suggest you do, go to the truck stop or to the CB shop, give them to make you one 18-foot section of coax with one end on it. Unless you're good at soldering, I'm not good at soldering. I tend to melt and burn stuff, and it never works out for me. I had to make me one end, so I started here on the antenna end, run it down through the mirror, and there's a grommet right here behind this panel, and you're going to need to get this panel off. It's not very hard. You will need to get the mirror off too. You got 2 bolts here. I'll show you the other 2 bolts in the cab. On this panel here, there's a bolt here and there's a bolt here. Those are 10 millimeter. We'll need to take that off. That's 13 millimeter. Let's go inside. You will need to loosen 1, 2, and 3 bolts here. Loosen these 2 bolts here. Then you'll be able to take the mirror off. You set the mirror aside, whatever you want to do. I just set the mirror aside, just turned it upside down, let it rest right here. You take that panel comes out. Like I said, there's a grommet right here that you're going to have to go through to run that coax. And it is super simple. It's not nearly as hard as you think it is. Going to pull this weather strip, pull it all the way out, all the way around the top. If you look here, you can see my coax. It comes through the grommet. You can't see the grommet, but it's right back there. Once you fish it through, grab it with some needle nose pliers, pull your coax out. Just pull the whole, whatever's left out of it. Hang your mirror back up so that you know how much coax you're actually going to need. You don't have to go back and pull some more. You need to pop this clip out. Just get a flathead screwdriver behind it, pop it out, and remember you're gonna take this weather strip and pull it down out of the way. Get your fingers behind here, and you'll be able to, once you pull this out, you'll be able to just tug on it and pop this panel. Take this panel all the way off. You need to take this panel off, but first get this panel out of the way. There's a screw behind here, Phillips head screw. Take it off. Pop this panel loose, and this panel has your grab bar. The grab bar is bolted here with 2 bolts. Leave that alone. You just want to pull this panel away a little bit. Up in the center, pull this whole top piece out. Just get rid of it. Okay. Fish your coax up through. Zip tie it along the way so that it doesn't fall down and all that. Run it up to this corner, then into the panel, into the cabinet up here. And as you can see, my coax runs across the whole panel. You don't want to coil and zip tie your excess together. Just string it all the way down, all the way back, and to your radio. Whether your radio is up here or down here, whichever, it doesn't matter. Just do not coil the coax together. And then just put everything back together. It's super, super easy. You can do this in a matter of hours. But once you have your coax out, you will need to get the other end put on for your CB. So what I did this all on my driveway, then went back to the CB shop, got them to make the other end to mount to the radio, to screw into the back of the radio. And then we did the antenna check to see which antenna would work best on this truck. And this is what I had that worked the best. Like I said, I'm getting out about 10 miles on a 100+ watt radio. So there it is, drivers. There's a Kenworth. I said this is a T880, but it will work just the same on a 680, 660, anything with this similar setup. So hope you guys enjoyed it. If you like it, if you got a comment, a question, just ask. Thanks.